Where is DEUCE? Why did he put together this band of felons, scammers, and cons and then abandon them?
They're laughing at us.
Where is he? Well, we have all the answers to that question. And George?
Welcome to another episode of As the Coat Turns.
Oh, turncoats? Much like this turtle I just caught escaping, running away from turd purgatory, it was coming over to where the memorial for the memorial that never happened was gonna be. DEUCE has done the same. He's on the run, and we have all the evidence to prove it.
Hiding in a shell?
DEUCE, a nosy lawyer.
I wonder if his neighbors think he's nosy.
Pun completely and totally intended. Inserts himself into our life because DUI Guy Plus, Larry Foreman, reschedules us on his live stream instead of DEUCE. Pushes him aside for that mac and cheese story.
Yeah, it was either corrupt Judge Mac and Cheese cover-up or Judge DeBiasis. And Judge DeBiasis got the more votes. And ever since, the man's been nose hurt.
Florida does not disappoint. There's no doubt about that. So DEUCE puts together this ragtag team of bottom dwellers, literally the worst of the worst people, and most of them are felons. They're con artists.
Disbarred lawyers.
They're scammers. And we could go on, but
Yeah, and those same group of people that he have aligned to destroy your YouTube empire. His words. Now remember, it was his words.
Writing.
None of them even want to cover or talk about his corruption story. Like,
Mac and cheese.
When's he gonna click and register in his head that it's boring and he needs to just let it go?
Hasn't he figured out yet that half of these people are 10 times the man that I will ever be in size? As Felisa said, she's 10 times the woman you are,
Which
right?
is true in size, yeah.
All they want to do is eat the mac and cheese, not hear about it. So,
With the chicken skins, don't forget the chicken skins. And the Whoppers. Don't forget to throw in the Whoppers with the mac and cheese.
DEUCE was judge ordered, and LIEnette was judge ordered to show in person yesterday in the Levy County Courthouse. Neither showed.
No show.
LIEnette states in an email that she's been advised not to show. Now let's be extremely clear. DEUCE and Saran Wrap have been telling her what to do. Now we know that because she's been sharing everything, not for a short amount of time, for an extremely long amount of time. And all of the information has been shared with us as well. It's how we know things, such as Felisa was so scared that LIEnette was going to go after the money that she fleeced LIEnette out of when donations were made in the name of LIEnette Preston John CROOK and a child, that she released the money to pay for the Ohio lawyer.
But she only released $6,000 of that to their newest Ohio lawyer.
It was actually a little bit less than that because there were other funds that were already available. DEUCE had run a different PayPal fundraiser. Oh wait, it's a pool now. It's a pool. Yeah, it's a pool. But we've known a lot of things, such as how much wood has cost, how much, well, 2 water heaters. We know all about 2 water heaters. We know that Felisa bought a water heater, and it was the exact wrong water heater. And when LIEnette said, send it back, she said, nah, I'm just getting another water heater. Does anybody have a problem with that when you're giving money for these things and they're not being a financial steward of that? Speaking of financial stewardship, DEUCE committed fraud. He asked for $6,000 and specifically stated it was for a lawyer that would represent LIEnette in all 4 Florida cases. Thumbnail, Trespass 5, Fed 1, Fed 2. What lawyer was in the Trespass 5 and Thumbnail lawsuit yesterday, George, in court?
I only saw Randy and Doreen, our lawyers.
I hope everybody understands that's a felony, okay? Complete and total felony. Not only that, Felisa was a part of that, aiding and abetting in that felony of fraud. And Robbie Kesey, let me get back to, we say Fleesa, but let's call them who they really are, because these are criminals. Lisa Lee, Repulsi, Rapuzzi, Weeks. Does anybody question why these people go by so many different names? It's for defrauding people, such as LIEnette did, changing her name to get a child during COVID.
Different
with an
birthday,
adoption.
two different
soc
birthdays,
on the paperwork.
potentially even different socials.
Okay. So DEUCE has committed a felony, and Lisa Lee and Robbie Kesey have aided and abetted in that felony. DEUCE puts together this ragtag bunch to harass, attack, to try and destroy our lives, our businesses, our relationships, and successfully, to the point of last year we lost $1.5 million. And they will be held accountable for that in court, and all the finances will be shown in court. Now, when you're going, Jeremy, $1.5 million, I've never seen that kind of money in my life. I lost $1.5 million. I have expenses of $1.5 million and above. There is not enough money in the businesses for me to get paid. It just doesn't happen. There's never enough money. We have tremendous amounts of expenses. So, what does DEUCE do? Before DEUCE actually gets involved with LIEnette, while he's illegally soliciting her, which, by the way, we have all the proof. LIEnette has given this to multiple people. Lori, who she considers her best friend in Facebook, who she said is going to be a witness. Yeah.
In Ohio. She did make the witness list.
Just like Tina just was here to testify all the way from Pennsylvania here in Florida, testifying against LIEnette.
Yeah. So people are getting confused because there are two Tinas.
We're going to answer that question.
Okay.
We're just not there yet because we got a lot of questions to answer. We are going to get there. I'm going to have you answer that one. Let's not get it yet, though, okay?
Okay.
Because I'm still we're going to say where DEUCE is and what's going on. DEUCE defrauds. The first time in his life with his law office, he establishes an LLC, a limited liability company. So I have multiple LLCs. And what that does is you can sue my LLC, but you can't sue me personally. And you would never get anything from suing me personally anyway, because I don't have anything. There's nothing I own. And you should be going, man, that's either really smart or very strategic. Sure, it is. I don't own anything. I don't even have a nickel, do I, George?
Not for me, you don't.
No.
Not for me, you don't.
Oh, but somebody else on the anti-What the Hales ecosystem has been trying to give me more than a nickel for my pickle, but that bombshell is coming later.
Another turncoat?
There's quite a few of them, George.
Wow.
Quite a few of them. DEUCE establishes an LLC trying to protect himself from legal lawsuits before he even solicits illegally LIEnette. He is now facing felony charges as the judge here in Levy County has just placed that in the docket. The motion has been approved, and now it's being referred to felony charges. Just so we're all on the same page, DEUCE, to the best of our knowledge and all sources we have, he is no longer in the United States. So in the past, DEUCE has fled to Armenia. Wrote
an article about it.
Literally put it in writing. This guy is so stupid. He tells you everything he's going to do beforehand. You can predict it. People live based on patterns. If George wakes up in the morning and gets coffee 7 mornings out of 7 mornings, I can predict the future. Guess what George is going to do on the 8th morning?
Get coffee.
Oh, there we go.
Or be cranky before I get the coffee.
Okay. She's not pouring orange juice. She's going for the coffee. DEUCE, when the pressure is on and he's in trouble, he flees. He runs. So he starts fights and then he runs away from them. The same thing every single individual in the anti-What the Hales ecosystem has done.
I wonder if the judge can flag his passport.
Well, we're going to get to that too.
Oh, okay.
DEUCE has not been responsive to the constable up north. And if you're going, what's the constable? Constable is a legal individual to serve him paperwork for the Levy County court case. The constable has been to both his home, which literally nothing, from the garbage cans to every detail, nothing has changed in 10 attempts. Now, if you even go to Hale's headquarters, we're not there right now, right, baby? But Christian's there 2 times a week. Things get moved, things get changed. Mail goes in, garbage goes out. There's always a change. The constable has been there 10 times. Not one detail has changed. By the way, the constable has also gone to his law office. Now, DEUCE has Ring cameras both at the house and the law office. Guess what's going on at the law office? Nothing.
I thought he worked out of his bathroom like Saran Wrap does. Is that considered an office?
Baby.
The Golden Throne in the office?
If I've learned one thing from Saran Wrap, always be on video in a bathroom for court.
It ain't illegal.
No? What? Are you sure? I better call Flea Law.
We should look into getting vibrating toilet seats.
Yeah, ooh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, let's get rid of these. These are no fun. These
yeah,
are boring. So boring.
The constable, this is the funniest part. The constable is actually a fan of Larry Foreman, DUI guy. And we are fans of Larry Foreman and Chandler as well. And we are proud to call them friends. And the constable has followed Larry Foreman on the entire Karen Reed trial. And you can very, very much tell the constable doesn't like individuals such as DEUCE. As a matter of fact, probably today, as you watch this, the constable's filing in the court is going to state that he believes DEUCE is out of the country. As a matter of fact, DEUCE is replying. DEUCE has a number on his office right now. If you need help, call this number. So the constable calls the number. DEUCE calls him back, screaming and yelling and cussing him out. In other words,
the way he talks to LIEnette
yes,
over the phone. Okay.
Which is recorded. LIEnette has been talking to Tina, and we will explain who Tina is. Not for a day, not for weeks, for months and months and months. We have things in writing that would blow these individuals' minds. We have things in text, messages, Facebook, phone calls recorded. LIEnette has been recording everything and then passing it on to Tina, to Lori. Just so happens we have everything too. And so everybody at this point and all evidence at this point points that DEUCE has fled the country. He has abandoned his ragtag bunch of anti-What the Hale's ecosystem members when he promised them, you heard Felisa say it, he promised her she would not be sued, as he created an LLC to try and protect himself, then hired a lawyer to try and protect himself, and then fled the country because what he did, he knows, and the judge just declared is illegal. We do not believe that DEUCE is in the United States of America anymore. We believe he is 100% in Armenia. He has ran and he has fled. DEUCE's own lawyer, you remember his lawyer, right?
Cameron.
Yeah, Cameron. DEUCE's own lawyer, when we were being harassed through email by these felons, particularly one that is hiding outside of the United States right now, who stated he was going to submit a filing in the Fed 2 case. DEUCE's own lawyer finally stood up. By the way, all these messages were going to the magistrate Belethio and his boss, Judge Hinkle. They've gotten and received it all. DEUCE's lawyer finally stands up and says, you do anything like this and we will oppose it.
And it made the docket, didn't it? It made the docket.
This filing has been filed. DEUCE has lost complete and total control of his anti-What the Hale's ecosystem. And he has fled and abandoned them all. He created this. He did this. And he's leaving them here while he ran away.
Well, that explains why DEUCE told both Felisa and LIEnette, I'm not going to have time to help you as much. Although he was helping LIEnette, but just not as much.
Okay. All right. So, pretty big bombshell. DEUCE is no longer here in the United States with all available information. Now, I will state this. We have a lot of information that we will not be releasing, such as you've seen in the bombshells. We've been talking with individuals that have been feeding us information for almost a year.
Yeah, and they've all done this by their choice. This was not instructed by us. We didn't know these people. They have come forward and come to us because they want to shed the light and they want truth to prevail.
So bombshell number 1 of the 12 bombshells of Christmas. Number 1, LIEnette contacts Tug to help get Felisa put in prison. And one of the things LIEnette wants more than anything, she is only playing nice right now for Ohio court, and her plan is to immediately, she already has a lawyer lined up. She immediately wants to see Felisa put in jail forever.
She hates her.
It's all in writing.
She used the word hate, that she hates.
She used some other choice words like punt. Yeah. So there, it's all in writing. You're going to see, it's all going to be part of court documents and evidence. But there are some things we will share, and there's some things we won't. We're playing the long game. They're very short on IQ. We have known what direction, what they're doing every step of the way. Literally every step of the way. As LIEnette has turned on them all, as her Facebook best friends that she has never met in person has turned on LIEnette. And you're going to find out that somebody else in the anti-ecosystem has turned on every single one of them as well. But that's another bombshell. You know, it's not quite Christmas yet.
Too soon.
Too soon. So, George, there are a lot of other questions. Who is Tina?
Well, there's 2 Tinas that are in the story. There's witness Tina, which is neighbor Tina, the same Tina that lives next door to our 70 acres, who sold us the property, that LIEnette added to her Ohio witness list. And then there's another witness Tina, the one that has spoken and has written communication of a lot of the things that LIEnette voluntarily shared with her.
Oh, so much. Tina is a resident of Pennsylvania and was gracious enough to come down and testify against LIEnette. We have all kinds of things in writing, such as DEUCE wrote all of the motions. We have all kinds of things.
Yes, we also have proof that LIEnette was willing to lie in the court under oath. That he did not write them for her.
It's all in writing. She put it all in text messages.
But remember, LIEnette wrote to the courts in an email saying that DEUCE, she wrote his whole name, may have ghostwritten a motion or 2. She already narked on him, so it's pretty obvious.
Okay. Susan Weehee. We've got a lot of comments and a lot of questions here, and we're going to try and share what we can. But I will be very, very open and upfront. We will not share everything. There is so much that would blow your mind right now. There are criminal charges coming for all of these people.
Yeah. I do want to add the other Tina that have come forward with truth and the light to us. She started following LIEnette based on her turtle
page.
Yeah, her Facebook turtle rescue page.
All right, so Susan Weehee says, now you can file a criminal complaint against Felisa for violating Florida's privacy laws. So what Susan is talking about is Felisa has been showing our vehicle going back and forth.
And she has been showing other people's vehicles, saying that it's ours.
So what we can share with you is there was a meeting with our Ohio lawyer, with LIEnette's Ohio lawyer, and there was a meeting and there are continued conversations with Levy County Sheriff Department, particularly Brett Beecham, and I will also openly state that these communications and meetings have been shared to journalists, with real journalists as well. And so the evidence and the proof is all there. So if I were to say Megan Fox, nationally known, beautiful, beautiful journalist who gets to the truth. She has all communications. She's a journalist. She's covering the story. We've made sure that she has all of that information. That umbrella guy, he's a journalist with Megan Fox. He has all of that communication. Our legal teams have all of that communication. Here's what I will share with you at this point in time. Something is happening in Florida. It's not a if anymore. It is a absolute that something is happening in Florida. It is underway right now as we speak. So in regards to that, there will be future information that comes out in regards to that. Okay. So Richard George wants to know. I need to know, is the cruise not going to happen now?
Whose cruise? Oh, the cruise that Poppy said he was gonna throw LIEnette overboard. That cruise.
Who needs friends when she has such great enemies, right?
She is.
Or wait, who needs enemies when she has such horrible friends?
Yeah.
Poppy Seed.
She has said that she's not meant to keep friends.
He's a felon. He's been busted for doing sugar booger.
While on probation and admits to doing it.
LIEnette has reached out and spoken to his probation officer.
What?
We didn't share that yet? Oh, this has all happened. This has 100% happened. Will there be a cruise? I will share this with you, that there will be a cruise. The What the Hales team is planning a celebratory cruise when this is all over with. And so I promise you, there will be some amazing videos. There will absolutely be a cruise. Okay. Still kicking says, did someone alert them about the awaiting bracelets? Well, George, you know what they're referring to. We said somebody would be at the court
shiny bracelets.
with the bracelets.
Yeah.
We have gone down this journey. How many years have we warned? Stop. We have warned LIEnette and Crook.
2023 is when it started.
They would never be in this situation if they would have followed cease and desist. We have warned Stupid Lane. Keep this up. You will be sued. We have warned Robbie. We have warned Fleesa. We have warned every single one of them. DEUCE, it is in my deposition. You will be sued. We have warned them all. So, did somebody warn them? How stupid and foolish do you have to be to not take the warning of somebody very serious who has the time and the money to make sure you never do this to anybody else again? Did we warn her? Yeah. Told her to stop. Gave her a cease and desist. She kept going on.
To both her and Cook.
And I want to be very clear. If we ever warn you in the future, it's not a threat. It is a reality. It is the same as when my children were growing up and they wanted to go towards the hot stove and you go, no, this will be bad. You will get hurt. How many times have we done that to every single one of these freaks and fools? Now they want to cry they're a victim? Okay.
A lot of people can see right through that.
All right, baby. Baby. They say, George, you're right. It's really weird that they're not using the right name. Why are these fools not using their right names?
It doesn't make any sense to me. On legal paperwork, if someone wants to go by their middle name, fine. That's not a problem. That's not the issue. But when it comes to legal paperwork and legal documentation, you must use your legal name, not your middle name. And so for her own lawyers to know that her first name isn't Lyshell, it's just weird that attorneys are putting her middle name on legal document as her first name.
So why would she change her names, which we already kind of alluded to, 2020
Well,
and adoption?
For those that do the research, they'll see that she has multiple aliases. And people that have multiple aliases are running. They're running from the truth. They're hiding. They're trying to escape. They're trying to vanish, whatever the case may be. And so whether it's done for fraud, deception, whatever the reason it is, that person, they're obviously not honest.
So we see multiple names with LIEnette,
Multiple birthdays,
Fleesa,
multiple social security numbers.
Lips. Am I missing anybody? Yeah.
Well, I mean, would you consider Paint Chips? Because he has a ton of different aliases.
Paint
too.
Chips. LaFonte.
LaFonte. He's got another one.
LaFonte.
He's got different alter
yeah.
egos
Oh my
as
God.
well.
What do you notice with all four of these people?
They're all unhinged. They're all dangerous people. They're all dishonest people.
Mental illness.
Yeah, it could.
They
yeah.
are jacked up in the head. Jacked up. They all exhibit the same traits. Okay. We got Winky. Winky here has a comment. We're gonna try and answer some of these questions without realize we're not going to share everything. We'll share what we can. A coffee grinder cannot destroy coffee nearly as good as Jeremy attorneys can destroy LIEnette, Crook, and DEUCE, and they're all ground to crap. Not DEUCE, but they're going down, thank God. So, what would you like to say about our legal team, George?
Our legal team has stuck by our side from the very beginning. Now, I can't say that with LIEnette. She's gone through lawyers because they've all run away from her. Majority of them have run away from her.
One even died to get away from her.
Yeah, this is true. And so, LIEnette put Mark Feather in a situation falsely accusing him of bribing her, which made him a witness. Therefore, he couldn't represent us any longer. And so that's when Randy and Doreen came on to represent, and then our Ohio attorney has stuck by our side, even though he's being harassed by these paid harassers, and will continue to fight with us legally in the courtroom to seek justice and to find these people guilty. And they know that we have a strong case. We have the law by our side. We have the facts by our side. We have the evidence, the screenshots, the timeline, all of the above. We have all of it. LIEnette, on the other hand, she doesn't have anything. You can't keep a case going if you don't have evidence.
You mean all that evidence she didn't provide in court?
The mountains of evidence they keep claiming they have, but yet no one has turned in anything into discovery. Not even the handwriting expert that was hired that claimed that you wrote the signs. Why wasn't that turned into discovery yet?
Wow. Well, I will say this, that Randy, more than anybody, has tried to ensure our safety as much as possible. And so we appreciate that very much. Now, Doreen's been by his side the entire time as well. And so you see Randy more than you see Doreen. And I would say the same in regards to what the Hales. You see me, my last name, my face, more than you see George. But I think everybody knows that George is a vital part. I mean, we talk personally about a recipe. What's our recipe for YouTube? And part of our recipe is you add in a dash of Jeremy and a sprinkle of George, and you get all of this humor and laughter. And so you can, if you eliminate George from the recipe, blah. And so I'm not trying to say that Randy is blah. I'm just saying Randy and Doreen are a team. And I'm trying to give proper accolades to the team, but they have represented us extremely well. There are 2 wins in court, well, really 3. We won when she dropped the fraudulent, temporary or injunction is what
with
Florida calls it.
Representation, and she was represented by an attorney.
So,
but she had mountains of evidence, but then agreed to voluntarily dismiss it.
This is nowhere near done, and I will say that Mark Feather is still a very close friend. And we communicate often, Bible study and prayer and meals and fishing. And so I appreciate the people that God has brought into our lives. Kelly says, can the judge suspend DEUCE's passport? Well,
that's a great question. I've been asking that for days now.
I think the real issue is he's already outside of the United States to the best of the evidence and the knowledge that we have. The constable believes that he's already fled. Our legal team believes that he's already fled. All the information that we have received from individuals talking with LIEnette believe he's already fled. We believe he's already fled.
Why is he so mad?
Why is he so bad? Literally the worst lawyer in the history of the planet.
What's the judge gonna think when he sees the constable's report that DEUCE called him back swearing and cursing, being completely unprofessional? That's not very professional, like for a licensed attorney in the state that he works in and resides in.
That license isn't gonna last. So will something happen to his passport? With that, I would say stay tuned. Now, Karen says, can I ask, why isn't the government going after, basically in a nutshell, wants to know, why isn't the government going after LIEnette's Social Security benefits, disability benefits? She lives in the UK, wants to understand why, what's going on. And do you want to touch base on that at all?
I don't know how she's able to get away with it and why she's not being investigated. I'm not sure. I don't work for Social Security Disability. Not even sure how she got Social Security Disability to begin with, especially since she's claiming that she has no discs in her back, but you see her running on camera. You see her carrying the child on her hip on camera. You see her even carrying with one hand, while she's on the phone, with one hand, she's carrying an entire shelf filled with Lloyd's tools from the shell of a barn door outside when they went to go help Lloyd remove his personal belongings. Sometimes I question, is her disability mental and she's playing it off as it's a back issue?
What I will share is Randy is now special counsel in the bankruptcy case, and this will all be pursued. 100. They have motivated. Do you understand what the Hale's ecosystem has done? They have motivated more lawyers and more people than ever before to make sure they stop and never do this ever again, that they're held accountable, that they have to pay fines and fees, they go to jail. They just keep digging and digging and digging and harassing and lying and spinning and spinning. All they've done is motivated people to go all the way, the distance, to make sure that they pay the price. They're held accountable for what they've done. Randy is now in a position in the federal courts to make sure this happens. Now, the other thing that we can share with you is we have 100% undeniable proof as well that LIEnette is abusing rugs. Do you want to touch base on that?
Yeah, she's buying specific rugs off of Kenny.
So,
Kenny here in Otter Creek.
If you've seen any of our previous episodes when we first got here, Kenny was dealing rugs over on our property. Mm-hmm. They've trashed our property, probably roughly around a couple acres. We had them move all of that, and we put up security cameras to stop selling rugs on the property.
Well, there's two Kennys. There's Kenny Sr. and there's Kenny Jr. But there's no confirmation yet on which Kenny she's getting these prescription medications that's not prescribed to her. So we have in writing that she's buying them from Kenny. Mm-hmm. She did not put senior or junior. Mm-hmm. So do you want to share what the actual drug is? Or should we wait? I forget the
Okay, we will wait.
The name of the drug?
All right, we're just going to wait on that one. But there is 100% undeniable proof, evidence.
It's absolutely a prescription drug.
So
it's a prescription drug for someone who's addicted
illegally
to opioids, which should be prescribed by a doctor.
So she's buying them illegally, using them illegally, abusing them illegally. Mm-hmm. All right, so Kimberly wants to know. Why wasn't LIEnette arrested for not showing up in court yesterday? Isn't that a contempt? So the answer is yes, but the other part of that process is if she's not there in court, What's the judge going to do? The judge is going to go, they're here, she's not, you win.
Yeah. And
that's what happened. So what was worse, a contempt of court for her, or she is now going to owe us just under $100,000 for the thumbnail case. It'll be roughly, it's going to be under $100,000. It's going to be a massive amount, but it's going to be under $100,000. And DEUCE is now looking at felony charges. So is it a contempt of court? Yes. Could he pursue it? Yes. But the reality is they lost. They lost huge. So what's one more contempt of court going to do to that anyway with what's coming down the pipeline? And so could the judge have done that? I'm sure he could have. He didn't. We won. We won 2 cases yesterday. And now those cases get used in the other cases against these idiots.
Yeah, and those 2 cases were won within half hour. Remember, the judge slotted 2 hours for us, and it was won within a half hour.
Okay. Road Trek says, oh, I bet she sneaks out. She takes the camper and she runs.
So from our understanding, the camper's way too heavy to haul with their Jeep. If they were smart, they would have bought a camper that she could haul with the Jeep.
Okay.
But then again, they're not that smart.
Let's talk about more information that we have about this camper that she begged for. What was it, $24,000 or $25,000
I think it was $22,000. According to her bankruptcy paperwork, she wrote $22,000.
All right. So what do we know about the camper? Does it work? Does it not work?
We do know that John was the one who put money down, got it under his name. But then LIEnette included it on her bankruptcy paperwork. So her name has to be on it as well. Maybe they're joint 50-50.
It's already an asset, and it's part of the responsibilities for Randy to actually seize, sell for bankruptcy. They're losing it. They're losing it.
And according to LIEnette, she's saying that the heat doesn't work in the camper. And it gets cold here in Florida. So are they using a space heater? Like if DCF knew that they had no heat, they would yank that kid immediately. When there's no utilities, that's one of the primary reasons to pull a child, because it's not safe for them if there's no heat or AC.
There's nothing.
And when it's cold here, it does get extremely cold, especially at night.
I think it's important that people understand they've already trashed the camper. So all the beginning pictures that you saw of the camper,
when it was clean,
it's already trashed. It's already trashed. And so we have pictures of that as well. And at the appropriate time, if we deem necessary to show them, we'll show them. But this is all part of communication. We're talking texts, emails, messages, Facebook. We're talking phone calls, recorded, you name it, recordings that LIEnette sends. So for example, if somebody were to send me a recording and they go, hey, Jeremy, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Let's run off into the woods and we'll live happily ever after. And they send that to me.
In a treehouse?
How did you know that,
George?
George?
Would you be living in a treehouse?
How'd you know in a treehouse, George?
Or would you be living in a shed? Or in a tent?
I'm just saying, if somebody were to do that and they were to send it to me, that does not break party consent law in regards to recordings, because that recording was sent to me in the state of Florida. It doesn't matter, it was sent to me. I can disseminate that everywhere. And so LIEnette's
known for doing the talk to speech.
Loves
and sends audios.
And so none of that is protected under two-party consent. And so we can share that with you. The camper is completely and totally trashed already and didn't even work the way that it was supposed to for the child. Okay, we've got Kiwi. Is anything in place to stop DEUCE from leaving the country? Okay, let me see what else we got here. Will he pick up at the airport? Will he be picked up at the airport if he tries? I can't wait till the bit where the police get to explain why they didn't act on court orders. So
that would be nice.
We already shared. We believe he's out of the country. All evidence points that he's out of the country. That he's in Armenia. Now, the other part of that evidence is he actually put online, he was hiring somebody to run his offices in Massachusetts, to run his office and do court filings and to do that. He would not need somebody to do that if he were actually here in the country. So he listed online that job, okay? He needed somebody here in Massachusetts to do the job that he can't do from another country. Again, all evidence posts All evidence points to the fact he's already gone. He ran. He abandoned these freaks and these fools. They're out of control. He can't control them anymore. They're all attacking each other more than anybody even knows yet. The bombshells aren't over.
To the point where his own attorney has to message and say stop. Or he'll file a motion to object to all of it.
Now, in regards to the police didn't act on court orders, this is going to be the best part because we're hoping and praying Beecham shows up in Ohio court on behalf of LIEnette, and our legal team is more than ready for it. And this judge wants answers, and Beecham is going to be answering to a federal court as well. Stay tuned. Okay? All right. Oh, by the way, Beecham knows that. Oh my goodness. Look at that. That's Crookie talking to Fleesa every single day in the shed.
They have girl talk?
Yeah, they have girl time. Hey, Fleesa.
No, wait, Fleesa's a man.
Oh.
Crook's a dude.
Yeah,
too,
you're right.
so.
You're right. You're right.
Butt buddy time.
Wait, hold a second. Oh, I just found LIEnette.
She's her own worst
She's our
mole.
own mole. There she is. Yep, there she is. Okay. She's her own worst mole. Okay. All right. JCM wants to say, I fear it may be too late for that poor child. Everyone in her life has failed her, but there has been significant damage done to her, and the damage is it reversible? And one of the things that we have a tremendous amount of evidence on is the child, the treatment, the conditions. Do you want to share some of the things that we have and that are being supplied to DCF?
So when her grandson Landon was here in Florida, when he called Levy County Sheriff on his own grandma, you can hear on the audio of the chest cam when the law officer came to their property to take a report that the child's not potty trained. And that was just last year. Here we are a year later and the child's still not potty trained. So you have to ask yourself, is LIEnette, and the child's perfectly fine. You see her running around. She eats normal food, Impossible Burgers.
Let's go back to the potty trained and then let's get to the food.
So
is she still wearing diapers?
From what we've been told and what LIEnette has shared with others, yes. And so I personally think LIEnette's trying to keep her a baby and disabled so she continues getting that check each month. She's pumping melatonin twice a day and at night because LIEnette cannot handle her. So if LIEnette knew at her stage of age that she can't handle a young child, why would she even bother to actively seek to adopt a child? That child's nothing but a paycheck and a meal ticket to her, in my opinion. Again, $800 to over $3,000 a month.
The child is living in a horrific situation, being used for a paycheck. And that's a horrible, horrible thing. When the child has real family that loves her, that wants her, and wants to try and fix these damaging, horrific situations that she is in. And so it's heart-wrenching. It's heart-wrenching. And what has Levy County done thus far? Well, they're at a point where Levy County can't ignore anything anymore. As a matter of fact, LIEnette calls this child an A, and you can add the whole on the end of that, complete and total words. LIEnette has physically
LIEnette is not who she claims she is. She swears in front of the child, even though she claims she doesn't swear in front of the child. She calls the child an a-hole. The child wants to run away from her.
She's hitting the child. We already know this. We already know. Everybody's seen it.
We've heard her say she was going to spank the child in the mouth.
There is more evidence of beating the child, and that evidence is being supplied to Children's Services, with the evidence being here. And I'm just going to leave it at that. There are horrific things that nobody has seen yet, except for the circle of LIEnette CROOK and her best friends, and then provided to us, and then provided to authorities. And we'll just leave it at that. It will come out. All right. Lori says a lot. Lori says a lot. Okay. Lori says, I'm wondering, after the last person does get arrested next year, I was wondering if you was allowed to make your own Llama Drama Otter Creek thriller movie or suspense movies that could help your income back. So people want to know, would we sell our story? And we've already been approached by producers all the time. So producers, TV, they say, would you be interested in this and this and this? The only ones that we've ever talked to seriously was A&E for their series Neighbor Wars. And they made an initial offer, and I said, absolutely not. My life is on the line, and your offer is so ridiculous. I'm the one that's living this complete and total hell, and my life is the one that's, you're not coming anywhere near close to a financial offer that would ever make sense. And they finally met the financial demands that I had to allow them to use the clips, but I would maintain ownership. So you have to understand, everything I film is intellectual property. It's my ownership of it. And so you write a song that's intellectual property. You, for example, it sounds silly, but we write a piece of paper. This is my intellectual property from court. That's intellectual property that I own. And I can sell that. And the same is with our videos. We can sell it, but they wanted to edit our videos, and I said, absolutely not. I will not give up any editing rights. And the reason why I won't give up any editing rights, and we've also talked to a documentarian, and we are in a process and communication right now that I will not give up any editing rights whatsoever. And so he said, well, what if we go this way? What if you fund the producing of this documentary, and then we go to the networks and we actually sell it? And that way you have all editing control because you're producing it, you're funding it, you're producing it. I went, that's okay. And the reason why I will not let any editing rights get away is because it must be told as it happened. You understand that these freaks have made the most absolute horrific allegations against me, saying that I've done inappropriate things to a child. And they're going to continue to spin that. I have civil protection orders, and I drive down my road on my property, protecting myself, filming in case somebody tries to do something to me. And what do? They go, he's trying to film a child. There is no way I am ever going to let that spin go out there into the world. Ever. Now, they're being held accountable for that spin. They are going to pay and be financially indebted to us for the rest of their lives for what they've done and the damage they've done for that spin. But I will not let anybody just take the footage and then go, well, I'm going to edit it in a way that it looks like Jeremy was doing that because they said that. Absolutely not. It will be 100% edited that they spun it as they did, told in the truth in real time as it happened. These freaks put up the signs. John CROOK admits it in Ohio court. It is on the record. And then Fleesa wants to go every day and say this. Then she puts a 19-year-old in there and calls me a PDF file, which he is being sued 100%. I will not give any editing rights for anybody to try and make it look any other way than what it actually is. These are the most horrific statements you can ever say about a person. To damage their life, their reputation, their relationships, their businesses. So, we have talked to directors as well. They've come to us in regards to our story. At this point, there's communication with a documentarian. Can you say Massachusetts?
No.
Right.
And YouTube wouldn't like it either.
So, there are conversations with somebody with us producing the docuseries. So that means we would fund it, which means we would produce it, which means we have all control over the editing, and then it goes out and we go to Netflix and we go, do you want to buy it? And so can we recover money that way? There's potential, but it's not about the money. It's not about the money at all.
It's about getting the truth out there, and it's about getting justice. At the end of the day, it's about getting justice.
Yeah, we're never gonna.
We have no control. I know Jeremy keeps saying, I want to see justice and hold them accountable so they never do this again to another person. But you can't predict the future. They could do it again to another person. We just don't want it done to us. We want to see justice for us. with the hope that they learn their lesson and don't do it to others again. But again, we can't predict the future, and we have no control on what their actions are going to be. Let's use Poppy Seed for example.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
He was a convicted felon for what he did, and he got caught doing the sugar booger while on probation. Do you think that stopped him the second time?
Nope.
When he got caught?
He went back to it.
He probably did it multiple times, but he only got caught twice doing it while on probation. That doesn't stop people's behaviors. They continue to do it. Let's use LIEnette and CROOK, for example. We got civil stalking protective orders against them because they admitted to every evidence and exhibit that we provided in the courts, which brought the protective order. Then they violated the protective order, found guilty because they admitted to it, being a part of it. They admitted to the exhibits. Then they violated the protective order again, multiple times. They've been found guilty multiple times.
Now they're
not
back to
stopping
court for hundreds, if not thousands, of violations.
And when they get found guilty for that, because it's a no-brainer, there's no guarantee that they're going to stop. You can't control people's behaviors. And so at the end of the day, it's seeking justice, clearing our names, and trying to get back to our normal routine life and manage our businesses.
But when it's all over, we going on a cruise, baby.
That's
we
what
cruising.
you say.
We
That's
cruise.
what you say. I don't know if I want
You gonna
to
leave me hanging?
Cruise.
You ain't gonna gang?
You can go on that cruise. I don't know if I want to. I get motion sickness. I'll be sleeping and sick the whole time.
Don't you worry. I will cuddle you and I will hold your hair back while you're at the toilet. All right, Scott Bieber, he gives a little breakdown of what's going to happen with DEUCE here. He says, in Florida, a third-degree felony carries a maximum penalty of 5 years in prison, a fine of $5,000, and potential probation for 5 years. The actual sentences depend on the judge and the Florida Criminal Punishment Code score, with some crimes like grand theft and child abuse often falling in this category. There's no mandatory minimum, but factors like prior offenses, case specifics, influence sentencing. And he's going on what's going to happen to DEUCE. DEUCE is facing, he's being referred for many third-degree felonies. And so you are correct, up to 5,000, 5 years with all, and what Scott says, it depends on prior incidents. Well, not only does he have prior, he's got stacking. He just stacked them all up.
All because he got butthurt that no one wanted to cover his mac and cheese story, especially Larry Foreman.
Yeah. Well, I think it's safe to say that DEUCE knows he's in trouble, and big trouble, and I don't think he'll be back in the United States. Loaded Hot, says, hey, when are you all going to take control of the turd rescue? LOL. Well, first thing is, I think we need to actually answer the question, are there any turtles there anymore? So from what we know,
so if you follow LIEnette's turtle rescue page, which again, Tina found LIEnette through her rescue page because she's had it long before she moved to Otter Creek. And according to her, she told the Ohio judge that she's had her turtle rescue for 10 years at the time of the hearing. But isn't it interesting that she waited till she moved to Otter Creek to launch a 501c3? Because 501c3, she told Judge Thomas's that that's why people do it, to live on donations. People don't do it out of their pocket, because she wanted to use our fan base for donations.
So are there turtles, George? What do we know from communication and evidence with those who have been communicating with LIEnette? I'm going to answer the question.
Well, she's not begging for pellets like she used to.
There you go.
And Tina offered to buy pellets for the tortoises. You want to know what LIEnette said?
No, we don't need them. We don't need them.
She went from begging for pellets,
daily begging, to now she doesn't need any more food for the turtles.
Yeah.
We do not believe that the turtles are there anymore. The tortoises are there anymore.
Well, LIEnette also posted on her turtle rescue page that she was putting the tortoises up for adoption. She made one post, but we have not seen any other post.
The dog for the child is there. The dog is an outside dog that's not allowed in the camper. That's 100%. And the dog, the $1,000 for the dog. That was not claimed in the bankruptcy, but this will come up in the bankruptcy filing. That was paid for the money from Fleesa as well. So that came out of Fleesa's pocket. And Fleesa's biggest fear is a financial audit by Randy. And it is 100% happening. It is an absolute, it's not an if, it is a when, and it will be soon. And
oh, that dog hasn't been trained, by the way.
yeah. Supposed to be a service dog. By the way, that dog is now too old to even go into service dog training. To get that dog trained would be anywhere between $10,000 to $20,000.
And they keep the poor dog in a tiny fenced-in area.
What I'm trying to figure out is, why does the child need a service dog for a metabolic disorder when she's eating cheese and hot dogs and cheese bread and Whoppers? Oh, somebody wants me. It's Christian. Yeah, I better take this one. He wants some information as well.